Namaste and welcome to Sujith Talks. My name is Sujith Billa, registered migration agent in Melbourne. The government of South Australia has given a notification on 11th of August 2020 talking about how it's going to do invitations in late August, which is this month. Don't know when that would be. Apparently, they got a limited number of available nominations and they are going to prioritize those nominations for people who are onshore and who have critical skills. Skill Select is not doing its normal job, which is to give invitations to high-ranking EOIs, but instead they are hand-picking EOIs that have critical skills. So that arrangement is going to be there with 190 as well. And the way it works is every state will be given normally an allocation before the financial year, but this year they did not give, and now they are saying that they got it, but in very limited number, and that number should only be used for people with critical skills. So the federal government is giving direction to the state governments how they should invite. Federal government also said that the planning levels for the last year would continue for this year until further notice, and now it looks like they are going to give that further notice in the month of October, just after the budget is released or just before the budget is released. We will have to wait for those kind of information in October or before October. But currently, the situation is very bad with 190 and 189 and 491. Not many invitations are going to overseas prospective migrants because they can't just come into Australia. So if you look back at 2019-20 migration program planning levels, and for 491, 15,000, and if you see how they went with 190 total financial year 2019-20, they gave 11,499 190s and 5,739 491s and 3,946 for 489. And if you look at the month June, 190s were 1,226, 491s were 2,215. Now, because we're talking about South Australia specifically, if you look back at June numbers for South Australia, 145 for 190 and 525 for 491. We do not have July numbers yet. So you should understand what are these critical skills that the federal government is looking at. You can find that information on their mini website covid19.homeaffairs.gov.au, where you get frequent updates about travel restrictions and how to make an application for travel exemption if somebody on a temporary visa wants to come to Australia and somebody with a permanent visa or citizenship wants to go out of Australia because they're not allowed to go out and the temporary guys cannot come inside. So they, from time to time, give us updated information about what are those critical skills they are looking at. For the moment, they are saying that critical skills are like providing critical or specialist medical services, including air, ambulance, medical evacuations, and delivering critical medical supplies. Critical skills required to maintain a supply of essential goods and services such as medical technology, critical infrastructure, telecommunications, engineering, mining, supply chain logistics, agricultural technology, food production, and the maritime industry. Also delivering services in sectors critical to Australia's economic recovery, such as financial technology, large-scale manufacturing, film and television production, and emerging technology, where no Australian worker is available. So they'll be looking at these skills overall countrywide, and then when it comes to 190 and 491, they are leaving it to the states to pick and choose those critical skills. Obviously, this is what we understand from the announcement from South Australia and also the information that I received from Migration Institute of Australia, which is a peak body for registered migration agents which talks to government time to time and gets some information from them. So the information I got is that we just have to wait for a couple or more months, because at the moment not much is happening for people without critical skills under 189, 190 and 491, and we will only know in October perhaps what will happen, whether they will come up with updated program planning levels for 2021 and again break it down to 189, 190 and 491, and also give new allocations to states, because at the moment they only gave very limited number of allocations for individual states. So how it works is, for example, you got 15,491 total allocation last financial year, that they will break it down state-wise and give it to different states and ask them to invite not more than that particular number. So at the moment that number is only given temporarily. It could again be given after the budget allocation and after the program planning levels are reset. So the key takeaway from this video is that you should not expect a lot happening in a couple of months, at least for 190 and 491. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to Sujith Talks. Click on the bell icon if you haven't done it. Share it with your friends and families. Also like my Facebook page, Sujith Talks. For immigration advice, simply go to my website sujithtalks.com, schedule a phone or a video consultation session. My name is Sujith Billa, registered migration agent.